What's up, everybody? Today's video is one I've been meaning to make for about 6 months now, 7, 8 months. How to convert a Ford Edge from all-wheel drive to front-wheel drive. Long story short, the PTU, or power transfer unit, on these, pretty much the transfer case, blew out on mine like back in March or April. I think it was March. This thing has 204,000 miles on it. It's rustier than all get out. You know, there's rust holes all over this thing. Body's just beat to all heck. You know, it's just rusted out everywhere on this thing. The whole floor, when I jacked it up, this is all messed up on there. So I'm like, you know, I didn't want to spend the money to fix. That's all rust, you know. I didn't want to spend the money to fix the PTU. I'm like, I'm just going to buy a new vehicle. Not new, but, you know, decently newer, you know, within 7 years old or something. But we bought our house, and the money never was there. So I was like, well, we had the vehicle shortage issue and stuff, and the used car market was ridiculous. And I'm like, all right, obviously I got plenty of vehicles. This literally just sat outside for months. Was going to part it out, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to convert this to front-wheel drive, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you right now, here's what I did. You got to go out, and this is the part number from Ford for a front-wheel drive seal. That's going to come into play in a second, okay? You also need, so for the all-wheel drive system, this is the intermediate shaft for the all-wheel drive, okay? This is the one you need, and this is kind of the part number here for, oh God, for front-wheel drive. Okay, and this part here takes the place of this. This here will bolt to that for the PTU, okay? You're also going to need a front-wheel drive axle for the passenger side. The passenger front axle is different for the all-wheel drive to front-wheel drive models. Now, I went out and spent all this money. I need this gasket for this. I went out and spent a ton of money on trying to buy all parts. Not a ton of money. I think I bought, the axle was like $58 off of Rock Auto. The intermediate shaft was like $70, and the steel was, I think, like $20. A new PTU for this was like just under $600. Hindsight, when you pull a PTU out, you gotta take the whole exhaust off. So you gotta buy all the exhaust gaskets. At least I did. Mine's all rusted out. You know, when you pull a PTU out, the transmission drains itself. So you have to buy transmission fluid. So it's pretty reasonably amount of money to spend. I would recommend, if you want to do this, don't. I'm gonna tell you why. You cannot convert a all-wheel drive Ford Edge to a front-wheel drive. Everything I just told you, let me show you why. Well, the PTU's in here. I really can't show it to you, but the seal, okay? I'm going to get the car here. Oh, just bear with me for a second. Now, I did this and learned the hard way. I am trying to help you guys out. When you get up underneath here and you get your PTU out, that is where the PTU bolts to. Okay, you see the bolt holes all the way around. Okay, the PTU has a seal on itself that goes in there. Now, I don't know if the video will show it very well, but the spline's inside right there. Okay, you see the inner splines. You can kind of see splines on the inside. The PTU itself goes on these outside bigger splines. It's a really thick shaft in the PTU. The front-wheel drive intermediate shaft fits in there just fine. It'll fit and go into those front splines. Here's the issue, okay? This is the seal for a front-wheel drive Edge. Does not fit. Way too loose, okay? The case, I found out, the case on an all-wheel drive is different than the case on a front-wheel drive. Everything will bolt up. I bolted everything in here. But the seal they give you for a front-wheel drive Edge does not fit. I mic'd this to try and find a seal of just any sort I can use to put in here to make this work. And I forget, I think the dimension was like 2.772 or something like that when I mic'd it. And I could not find a seal for it at all. This is one Ford gave me for a front-wheel drive edge. It does not fit. So if you're thinking on doing a front-wheel drive Ford edge conversion, you can't. If you research everything, the transmission, which I wish I had done first, you will know the cases are different. If you look at a part number for a front-wheel drive to all-wheel drive transmission, they are different part numbers. So that's something to keep in mind. This PTU is a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. It's a terrible design by Ford. I'm not sure what book time out it is, but you got to take every damn thing apart on this goddamn thing. Everything's got to come apart. If nobody's ever seen a PTU, I probably should have done this before making this video. My GAT Springfield. I'll set this thing in here. The PTU, it's not very big. It's heavy. As far as, okay, Christ, this thing's just fucking buried in there. It's kind of heavy, especially underneath the vehicle. But I bought one off Amazon, and I think I paid, yeah, it's like just under $600. And I called up auto part or a salvage yard, and the guy said his cost on a new one was $1,200. I said, dude, go on fucking Amazon. There, $500. No, that can't be right. I said, yes, it is. So if you're gonna buy one, buy it off Amazon. Okay. Christ, this thing's in a fucking bag too. The base. Jesus. Sorry, my hands are all fucking oily and greasy from this shit. But basically, the shaft here is very, very big splines, and that goes on and bolts on. I believe I got the one that's got. Oh fuck this thing. I think I got the one. Hold on for a second. That has the drain plug on it. Okay, sorry about that. So, basically, this will bolt up like this. And this is your fill plug right here, okay? This is where your passenger axle goes in. And then this is what goes into the side of the transmission. Okay? Now, did I get one with the drain plug? I did not. So, apparently I got one that did not have a drain plug. So, I wish I had. I honestly thought I bought one with the drain plug. But, oh well. Just gotta make sure you maintain it. So, I wanted this video to help you guys out. So, if you have, this is a 08. The P2s are from 07 to 14, I believe, is the year range for these. If you haven't done one yet, the way you do it is you gotta take everything in the right front apart. Brakes gotta come apart. The control arm has to be able to go down and get the axle out. And you've only gotta get out the passenger axle. And then you gotta pull out. It's a real pain in the ass when you live up north and it's all rusty. So this piece here is intermediate shaft, has to come out. It bolts in right there. And it bolts up to this. That bracket's gotta come out. The whole exhaust has to come off the vehicle. Mine did at least. Because the front pipe was so rusty I couldn't get it off. So I had to pull out the whole exhaust system, had to come out. I had to take the whole drive shaft out. Passenger axle, exhaust. You gotta pull out this cat, which, good pro tip here for you. This bracket bolts up and you gotta unbolt it. You gotta bend this in to get this to drop out. These two bolts here those aren't coming off. So that's what I did. All that's just got to come off, and then I had to buy all exhaust gaskets for this thing because, like I say, I pulled all exhaust has to come off, and you don't want to do this twice. You don't want to have an exhaust leak and take all the stuff back apart. But that little bastard there, pain in the ass to do. This is a very bad design. Some people say you've got to lower the subframe. I didn't do that. I got mine out. It came out fine as far as like I unbolted it, and it came out of the car fine. So, but just something to think about. But if you're looking at doing a conversion, you can't, unless you replace the transmission. But if you're doing all that work to convert to front-wheel drive, you're better off just replacing the damn thing, calling it a day. But all right, that's all for this video. If you like Ford Edges, now my highest ranked video is actually of my transmission service on this thing. I'm going to be doing a lot of work to the Ford Edge. So if you need help on your Edge or something, you're looking at doing stuff, future videos, I'm going to end up doing front brakes, and then the passenger lower control arm is going to be done again. Not again, but get it done. We're doing coolant hoses, a thermostat, a coolant flush, oil change. Probably going to do rear brakes, maybe too. I'm going to end up putting a new hood on this thing. Not new, but, you know, good parts from the junkyard. Hood, hatch, bumper, headlights. I'm not going to buy a new vehicle. It's just not worth it to me. But all this stuff is so old and messed up. It looks terrible. I'm going to do some welding on the frame underneath this to make it better and try and keep this thing going. Engine runs great, so... but yeah, so if you're looking for more videos on the Edge, stay tuned. Subscribe so you get notified, you know, that I'm doing the videos, or hit the bell, whatever. Hope this helps somebody make an informed decision. Like I say, I paid total into this. If you're wondering how much it's going to cost, well, what it costed me for PTU, for everything, for the exhaust gaskets, fluid, all that stuff. Figure with tax and shipping. Well, not shipping is free, but off Amazon, I paid like, that was $575 plus tax. All the exhaust gaskets, minus one I forgot to get is this, but there's a donut gasket you got to buy. So it was like $727 total after tax for all the exhaust gaskets and the donut and the PTU. And then, oh, that was also the control arm, sorry. So that was like $50 for control arm. So you figure, we'll just say like $650, we'll say. The transmission fluid, just the stuff from Walmart, is like $4.25 a bottle. This transmission is completely empty. I'm not sure what the capacity is. I'm going to assume 10 quarts. So you figure roughly $5 after tax, so about $50 for fluid. So you're at about $600, or well, $700 with all that. And then your time, I've got to go out and buy all new bolts and nuts because all this stuff was so rusted. So you got that labor fee as well, or you know, that part's cost too for the hardware. Then depending upon how rusty your exhaust system was getting it off, if you broke it or whatever, you got to figure that in the cost too. So just another thing about me personally, I'm doing control arm, the PTU, coolant hoses, coolant flush, obviously. I got to get a brake, master cylinder, cap. I'm going to end up doing some welding on the frame, do front brakes, oil change. So I'm going to have some money tied into this, but I figure it's cheaper than a new car. So that's the plan. So like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more if you want more videos of the Edge. It's going to be a lot more videos of the Edge of doing stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.